Hello and welcome. I'm not going to do too much talking today.
Good.
My throat's still bothering me.
Yeah, Anthony, I'm happy you're here, though.
I'm powering through it.
I would have been struggling just by myself.
I feel bad because I've missed my last two home stretches, so I feel like I have to power through it. And today, doing the half an hour.
Hey, Anthony is a trooper. The reason why he misses those shows is because he was sick. He's not a flake like some people.
No, I don't flake.
All right, so we got to go over it. Battleground.
Welcome to the Squared Circle. Well, because now we have a little bit of time. See,
yes.
Welcome to the Squared Circle. We talk pro wrestling, all things pro wrestling. A lot of stuff.
Sports entertainment.
A lot of stuff going on in the last week, believe it or not.
What's going on today? I didn't have a chance to check anything.
We have the fallout and the new storyline with Raw. With Jason Jordan, obviously.
Oh my God! Did we not go over that?
No,
was that last week?
That was last week.
Oh my God!
So we have that to talk about. We have Battleground to talk about.
I say we start with Battleground.
So we have a lot of things to go on.
Yeah.
So I'm Anthony Tartamella.
Justin Greenberg.
You can call us if you'd like, 516-572-7440, or you can watch us on Facebook. Facebook.com/SquaredCircle903. We are streaming live, and maybe we're not right now.
We're not. All right. Well, either way,
I'm going to get that fixed.
He's getting that fixed. We're going to talk about Battleground. Took place last night in Philadelphia, which is, one of, if not the best place for professional wrestling. The crowd, usually for the most part, is into it. And the pay-per-view started off. I didn't see any of the pre-show matches. Did you have a chance to?
Yeah, actually, I did.
Who's going at it?
It was Ty Dillinger and Aiden English. So,
who won that? I'm assuming Ty Dillinger.
You would assume so, but you'd be wrong. If
really?
You did that assumption, yeah. Aiden English finally getting that little bit of a win there.
Yeah, it's tough for a guy who's so ingrained as being part of a tag team. To his partner gets fired or quits or whatever he does, and now he has to make it on his own. Hopefully, the guy has some talent. We'll see what he could do. Maybe he could be in the cruiserweights if he weighs that under 205, but we'll see what we do with his career. But let's get to the main show. It started off with, in my opinion, the match of the night. It was the Usos, who I'm not the biggest Uso fans, but I'm digging their heel run, and they took on the New Day. And the reason why the crowd was super into this, for sure. Would you agree that this was match of the night?
Yeah, I think so. I think that you saw good work from both teams here. Just great, a lot of false finishes, a lot of just really, really good stuff.
I want to make note that Xavier Woods did this amazing move I've never seen. It was kind of a Rey Mysterio flip, but it landed like face first, like a flapjack. It was insane, and it's always cool when somebody adds something new to their repertoire.
Interesting, because they were champions for so long. This was the first time that Xavier Woods ever got a pinfall victory for a championship in WWE.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see Big E on the side.
Yeah.
Because usually in the big matches, it's Big E and Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods, was playing the trumpet or trombone. So it was a nice change of pace. I'm a big fan of all three of these guys in New Day, and, just to me, they're natural heels, and hopefully they eventually turn back to being heels. I know they're so likable and they sell so much merchandise, which is tough.
That's the thing, is that they sell so much merch. Yeah. And
the heels merchandise just doesn't sell.
So many heel teams now in WWE. Like, how many real true face tag teams are there?
It's few and far. Yeah. But the problem is there's three members of this team. It's, if you have a third person on the outside, it's impossible to lose in theory, because the person could always interrupt or do something to get disqualified or distract. So I think it's such a heel thing to have that third member to do the illegal things. So we're going to see where this goes. I'm assuming we get a rematch at SummerSlam.
It was a great match. So
what other tag teams could get involved? Who else is on SmackDown?
Breezango, the Ascension, the Colognes.
So just a bunch of jabronis, and then two good teams.
Pretty much.
And they had American Alpha, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. They don't really have that much. The state, honestly, they're going to have to start making some tag teams again.
Yeah, they're going to have to start putting together, superstars. I mean, I could see something on Raw, maybe with Finn Balor and someone, or even Rollins and Ambrose getting reunited.
Yeah, because we'll talk about what's going to happen tonight on Raw in a little bit.
Okay,
but, you know, that they're going to be fighting tonight against the Miz Taraj.
Oh, so, great.
Yeah, because, nothing better than seeing Bo Dallas dressed up as, some sort of, sexy biker. That's what really gets me.
At least I'll say this: at least they're getting work, because I'm actually a fan of Bo Dallas, and I'm a fan of Curtis Axel.
Yeah, they're both very good workers, but I just feel like whenever they get their moment, kind of to
it gets cut short.
Yeah, they just they kind of squander it by not really being that great.
I mean, Axel was over with the Hulk Hogan parodying thing, but then Hulkster said a few words.
Yeah,
and then he was gone from the company.
Actually, that was 2 years ago today, believe it or not, that happened.
When it got leaked?
Yeah, when he got fired. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, well, I think he'll be coming back, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about so who won? The New Day won.
They're the first team to win both the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles.
Yay. And I think this is going to be good for business. Having New Day on top is always good.
Yep.
Second match. I want to say this: the crowd was so into that match, because a tag team match
They're
when done.
Always into that match. The crowd, every crowd. It's funny because I don't meet many people that really like the Usos, but every crowd you watch an Uso match with, they're so into it.
Well, they're just fun to hate, and the tag team matches are always fun because you have the guy in pain. He has to crawl over, make the tag. You can have clapping on the outside, like getting your partner into it. It involves the crowd. So when a good tag team match is good, it's always something to behold. Up next, though, I think the crowd died from this one. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. And I don't think it was the worst match, but the crowd was just not into it.
Yeah, I just think that a lot of the crowd is not really used to Shinsuke's style. He wrestles a very, very different style, and I think people hear a lot about him in NXT and how great he is, because your average NXT fan is a very different wrestling fan than your average WWE fan.
Yeah, but I think this Philly crowd would be smart enough, and I think they knew Shinsuke. I just think they're not into Baron Corbin. He didn't have the opponent.
Maybe. I mean, maybe so. He has the money in the bank, so he's at some point you're going to have to accept the fact that this guy's going to be a top guy soon.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I was liking him a little bit. I'm not digging him that much.
His in-ring work got a lot better. His charisma is awful. I just think he's so bad on the mic, but I really, really like his in-ring work. So I think he's come a long way.
Yeah, it's a different type of work. It's a throwback to, the olden days. He's not doing crazy moves here and there. And I guess I'm just so accustomed to 100 miles per hour, and he's doing, strikes and just, headlocks and whatnot. So I think it's something we're going to have to get used to. He had one good maneuver, in fact, great maneuver, when he got
I like his moves, the deep six and the end of days. Those are both awesome moves,
solid finishers. Yeah. And when he got thrown out to the outside of the ring, and then he ran around the...
he does that to slide out.
It was super athletic, and they were comparing him to J.J. Watt, which is always funny.
He played football too, Baron Corbin.
So... he definitely has the athletic ability. When he wants to turn it on, he can turn it on. Maybe, and this could be a thing, they just didn't have the chemistry.
Yeah, it's
a lot
possible.
of the times, opponents
I feel
just
like
don't have the right
watching the build-up to this has not been really great. I mean, Baron Corbin attacking him in like a button-down shirt was kind of odd.
What are the rivalries for these matches? It's not like the build-up hasn't been great.
I think this match is kind of the start of a build, because what the WWE wants in a perfect world, we saw it at Money in the Bank. They want Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I think that's what they want for those
amazing.
guys. It's going to happen. So what I think they're going to do is at SummerSlam they're going to have Corbin cash in on Jinder. And
you think?
And then he's going to win, and then that's going to build a Shinsuke Corbin match. Like
Shinsuke wins it,
and then Styles is going to go.
Styles wins the Royal Rumble. Could be a possibility. I don't know. I mean, Corbin is this lone wolf, so in theory he could cash in on a heel. I just think as of now they're riding this Jinder thing for a while. Especially, we'll have to say they brought in the Great Khali.
That was awesome. Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
You know what's so funny too? Because as soon as he was climbing out, and I was like, he's not going to win. So imagine if they brought back the Great Khali or something.
And
Jess was like, what? And then the music hit as soon as I said that, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's always funny when you can predict something and then it just so happens. I mean, we've just been watching wrestling for so long. We can kind of sixth sense this type of stuff. So
I didn't expect to see Great Khali though.
I'll tell you this. I didn't see Great Khali because my
Apple TV decided to.
Yeah, it decided to shut off, and then I was like, you know what? I wasn't even digging the match. And then I looked on social media. I saw Great Khali return. I was like, do I want to fast forward and watch this again? Not really. So you'll have to actually explain that to me, what happened, in a little bit, though. Should we finish?
Yeah, we'll keep going.
So Shinsuke won the match from disqualification. It was a low blow by Corbin. And, I mean, from what I could tell, they're going to continue this feud. I don't want to see this match at SummerSlam. I think Shinsuke is so good, and we've seen him do amazing things. I want to see him against, whether it's a Sami Zayn or an AJ Styles or a John Cena. Let's get a good matchup. This is SummerSlam. Let's not waste it with a rematch. It should be fresh rivalries. I don't want to see the same thing hashed out. And it looks like we're going to have a rematch of the Usos and New Day. We're going to have a rematch of Owens and Styles, a rematch of Shinsuke. Maybe we could get rid of it on...
You might not get Owens and Styles again.
I don't know.
You may not.
Well, it ended, in a strange way.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
We can always get these matches on SummerSlam on SmackDown, because we have a month to build for that. But so I'm whatever. Let's move on to the next match. It was the women's match.
I honestly, you're going to be very surprised. I didn't watch this match.
Really?
Yep, didn't see it.
Boy, were you watching Game of Thrones?
I was watching Game of Thrones, so I did miss some of it, but I fast-forwarded through that because I saw Natalya won it, which I was really, really happy about. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I hope she's the one to take Naomi out, and she could be she is, outside of Charlotte, in my opinion, she's the second best performer in the company in terms of women. I think she's the second
Even more better than your girl?
Who?
Alexa Bliss?
Yeah, she's better than Alexa.
Really?
I like Alexa more, but she's a way better wrestler.
I think Sasha's the second best.
Sasha's way overrated, I think she's the worst of the four horsewomen by far.
I think she gives it her all. Every match, she's like taking crazy bumps and whatnot.
She's just so bad on the mic. I think she's so terrible talking.
Definitely.
And
Charlotte and Alexa Bliss are the two best on the mic.
Yeah, they're the two best talkers, but Natalya is a better worker than Alexa.
Yeah.
And I think she's so good on the mic that I think that when you consider how good she is in the ring,
So you didn't see the match?
Didn't see it.
It's tough to do a 5-person match because
it's always odd. Somewhere.
Well, and it was elimination, and somebody needs to be sleeping on the outside because that's what happens in these matches. Because there's 2 people in the ring, and then 3 people are just taking naps essentially. They did it pretty well in this. It was mostly Charlotte getting her butt kicked from Lana and Snuka.
What were the final 3?
The final 3 were, first of all, it was, the first elimination was Snuka.
Okay.
Really quick.
Really?
Yeah, probably 7 minutes into it. Then a minute after that, Lana got eliminated. And then a minute after that, Becky Lynch got eliminated.
So is that a Carmella?
No, Carmella wasn't in it. Carmella was Money in the Bank winner.
Oh, that's right.
So it was just Natalya and Charlotte.
Are you sure? I thought she was in it.
No,
really?
no. I watched it.
Why did they show her they were marketing her? She
didn't appear at all.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, because they did the promo in the beginning of the show. She's in it.
Maybe they just were saying that she was the Money in the Bank, and maybe she'll cash it in. And during this match, Naomi was on commentary, not very good. Yeah. And the problem with this is, I just don't see. Well, it ended with Charlotte and Natalya. It was a weird finish. And I just don't see this as a big money match. I mean, it's SummerSlam, and you have Naomi versus Natalya.
But it's not Natalya's fault. It's Naomi, because I think Naomi was she deserved her championship. He put her in her work. She did all this stuff.
Yeah.
She's a pretty decent worker.
But she's had a long run. And what has she done with it?
Nothing. They have really not booked her well at all.
Yeah, it's not even Naomi's fault, because she wasn't on this pay-per-view. She wasn't in the ladder match that everyone wanted to watch. She was facing Lana. It's not like she's had these go-to matches. I mean, I wouldn't have minded to see her take on Charlotte one-on-one, maybe on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but I'm not a big Naomi fan. I was happy she did it because she did deserve it.
Yeah, for sure.
She started as a Funkasaurus, so for her to go from that... Remember the Funkasaurus?
Yeah, of course.
She was one of the dancers.
The Funkadactyls.
The Funkadactyls, excuse me. She started as a Funkadactyl. So from where she's come from, what she represents in the women's revolution, I respect that, and she definitely deserves to win it. But I think the way that they've kind of built her, I'm so over it, and I don't care at all.
So what do you think they do with Charlotte and Becky? I think, you have the potential of them two, going at it one-on-one for SummerSlam.
It's possible.
Because they've kind of been teasing it. You can just have them face versus face.
They've been friends, too.
Yeah, they've been friends, but, they went at it a little bit out during the pay-per-view. And it was cool to see them because they were doing wrestling holds, like deep arm drags, things like, Ricky Steamboat would be doing. So potentially you can have them teaming up at SummerSlam. One of them turns on it, or you can
they
have
do a tag team.